from yesterday. So this is from her column, Renuka Narayanan's column, Faith Line, and she's exploring lessons from the past, from yesterday. Social media has had some wounding snippets of news this week. A bridegroom cruelly trolled for being dark, young people despairing of getting an education, and parents working themselves to the bone for their children's sake. It makes me want to share some personal history that reflects the ongoing struggle for respect and opportunity in our society and how faith can fail. My paternal grandmother, the author Renuka Narayan, says Lalita was widowed at 26. So she and her children, my father and his elder sister Kanti, were sent to her brothers as poor relatives. My father got everything, but the uncles did not think it necessary to educate Kanti. Nevertheless, when Kanti was 8, Lalita requested that she be sent to school so that she can earn her living one day. The uncle said that she would have to be married, but nobody suitable would marry a fatherless girl without money. So they would have to find Kanti, some poor man willing to take her for free. They said it was enough if she could read and do household accounts. Tripura Sundari, Lalita's mother, said nobody would want to marry Kanti for being dark skinned. Since she was born brown in a pink family, she vehemently opposed Kanti's education more than her sons did. Ringed by dragons, Lalita politely asked them not only to send Kanti to school but also to let her have music lessons. This gave the uncles a ladder to climb down without losing face. They said Kanti could either go to school or have music lessons. To pacify their mother, they also said Kanti had to get the highest marks in class each year if she wanted to go to the next one. There was nowhere that Kanti could study peacefully, and she was frequently interrupted by her grandmother for a new core. Tripura Sundari, a soul loser, never stopped saying how dark Kanti was, a burden on earth with her lack of looks and a doer. Kanti silently swore never to get married. Later, despite immense family pressure, she held by that decision. Kanti was not always the first in class, but she pushed herself hard so she never slipped below the top 5. If Lalita caught Kanti reading a storybook, she beat her with a visiri katai, the wooden handle of a palmetto fan. Lalita had paid Kanti's school fees with her pride and did not intend to let her squander her chance. This pressure to escape indignity through study ruled Kanti's life. Going to college too was an epic struggle. Her professor at Madras University, Malcolm Adiseshia, encouraged her. Eventually, she taught economics at no less than Delhi University. Lalita and Kanti earned their keep, and my father's, by doing a heavy share of housework. Lalita maintained a brave front, while Kanti said with iron resolve, I loathe self-pity. The freedom movement had begun to stir up the Madras presidency, the oldest bastion of British rule in India. The uncles were pro-British and disliked political opinions in women. So Kanti and Lalita spoke of it covertly, for Lalita was intensely nationalistic. Lalita had somehow taught herself to read English, Hindi, and Urdu, and used part of her scant allowance to buy newspapers in all 3 languages. She began to keep a secret political diary that Kanti read only after her death. In it, said Kanti, she had poured out all her hopes and apprehensions about the social and political future of the country, its communal rifts, and her own absolute abhorrence of caste and gender discrimination. Tripura Sundari scoffed at Lalita's reading, especially of English books, but could not really object since Lalita sat down to read only in the afternoon after completing any number of household chores. A cousin from Vellore began to visit in the early 1940s. A well read and highly intelligent lady, she was married to a rich but uneducated man who liked to drink and party with the men of his neighborhood. This lady had not been allowed to study but had taught herself to read. She had a keen interest in Marxism, and in Lalita she found a kindred spirit. She came by often and they would read the Communist Party paper Janasakti. They secretly procured P. Jeevanandan's banned Tamil translation of Bhagat Singh's essay, Why I Am an Atheist, which they hid under a newspaper cover. Lalita and her cousin spent hours discussing politics at the temple, the only place they could visit freely. It is a spoken thought that these outwardly meek women sat in a corner of the open courtyard of a temple as the safest place in which to discuss Marxism, atheism, and caste. Lalita introduced her cousin to Dr. Samuel, a Tamil Christian lady doctor known as Apathikari Amma, the woman apothecary. Dr. Samuel gave Lalita a picture of baby Jesus and Mother Mary, which she kept in her puja corner in accordance with the ingrained Hindu belief that God is one, next to a picture of her beloved Kanchi Kamakshi. Kanti, however, turned atheist, disgusted by the cruelty of believing society. When my father found employment and took Lalita away to hired lodgings in Madras, she took a sweet natured Dalit couple in as a part time help. However, neither Lalita nor Kanti kept separate glasses and plates for their household help, a practice I follow. They believe it is important to serve them with affection and dignity on proper plates and to give them tea in unchipped cups. Personal pushbacks against the crushing weight of the centuries which are still going on, alas.